this part is over.
Welcome to the Cave of Wonders. I am Lord Callous, and this is the Rancor Report, where we bring you what's trending in pop culture, gaming, Star Wars, news, reviews, theories, and clues. And today, the question that has been burning in the back of my mind for the last year: are Rey's parents truly the filthy junk traders that Kylo tries to say they are? Or is she much more? Regardless of which side of the fence you sit on, you stick around, because I may have a theory for you.
You know the truth. Say it. Say it.
They were nobody.
They're filthy junk traders.
I'm calling bullshit. I don't believe it. I do not believe that Rey's parents are just filthy junk traders. In fact, I think it's quite the opposite. If she's not going to be a Skywalker, right? If we're gonna eliminate the fact that she's Luke Skywalker's daughter, then I believe that Rey's parents are either royalty, some kind of aristocrat, or they're of some political significance to the New Republic. And here's why. Now that J.J. Abrams is back at the helm, directing Star Wars Episode 9, let's take a look at The Force Awakens and see what kind of clues we can glean from there. Okay, so first let's look at Rey's education. What do we know about Rey's education? Okay, she started in The Force Awakens at about 19 years old, and she was left on Jakku at about 9 or 10. So that gives us about 10 years for her to become fluent in astromech droid, Wookiee, and whatever the hell language Tito speaks, right? Tito, the junk trader that was walking around on that big beast, right? So she's fluent in astromech droid, Wookiee, and Tito's language without any formal education, right? Because she's the daughter of filthy junk traders. So they don't have any books around or holotapes that she would have learned from. And the likelihood of her coming into contact with any of those entities just, throughout with enough time for her to become fluent is slim to none. But had she had prior teachings, it's certainly plausible, right? Now let's stay on The Force Awakens and let's look at that shuttle, the shuttle that we believe was used to drop Rey off on Jakku, because this shuttle is telling in so many ways. It's the same model shuttle that Luke Skywalker used to free the Infochant Braxis from the planet Soleil. What makes this shuttle significant is not that it was flown by Luke Skywalker. I know that we were all harping on that, and that's the connection we tried to make, so that Rey was Luke's daughter. But it's not about the fact that he flew that shuttle. What makes it significant is that this shuttle is or was used by the Rebel Alliance for diplomatic missions. Follow me. Stay with me. Don't go clicking away. Follow me. Because this ties into the first point. If this shuttle, seen leaving Jakku, is in fact Rey's parents, could that make them diplomats for the New Republic? And we know that the chief responsibility for a diplomat is to mediate, right? Which necessitates fluency in a number of different languages. You following me? You see? Because then Rey would have a reason now for knowing all of those different languages. because she would have learned prior to her being on Jakku. So the second point that I have with this shuttle is to say, are things as they seem? Okay, we see what appears to be Rey being abandoned as Unkar Plutt holds on to her arm. And according to Kylo, she was sold for drinking money. But what if Unkar Plutt wasn't just holding her arm? What if he was actually protecting her by preventing her from getting to the shuttle? Because her parents, as diplomats for the New Republic, were being kidnapped by the First Order. Let that sink in for a minute. Unkar Plutt was actually protecting her from getting to that shuttle because her parents were being kidnapped by the First Order, be it pirates or the First Order stormtroopers themselves, because they were diplomats for the New Republic. And that's why Maz Kanata says to Rey, after she has the vision, Maz Kanata says that she knows, or she says to Rey that Rey knows they aren't coming back. Because her parents, Rey just saw her parents get kidnapped. And then she says what? Maz says what? She says, but there's someone who can. And that someone who can, Rey immediately identifies as Luke. Why does she immediately identify that person as Luke? Because she's drawing strength from the stories or legends that her parents told her about Luke Skywalker when she was a child, as a Jedi, because their daughter, they recognize, if they're not Force sensitive themselves, as being Force sensitive. Furthermore, let's say the parents were drunken winos, right? How in the hell did they come across this ship? The ship that they just abandoned their daughter. How did they come across that? And why would they sell their daughter when they could make much more money selling that shuttle? As Watto said in The Phantom Menace, a pod racer is worth one slave. Well, she wasn't even sold for slavery. She was just sold, according to Kylo. Stay with me, because I have one more example. So on Octu, right, we have a remorseful Luke Skywalker. After all that's happened, and he doesn't want to hurt his nephew any more than he wanted to hurt his father. But he flips the hell out the first time he sees Kylo in the hut with Rey, just after they briefly touched hands. He makes the entire hut explode. That's how much he doesn't want him in contact with her. And then he immediately tells her, she got to get off. She got to get off this island. You got to go. I'm sorry, you can't be here. You got to go. Why? Why is he telling her that? Because it's that intimate connection through the Force. That's what Kylo needed. He needed that contact. Follow me. Snoke said that he bridged their minds, right? And we know that a bridge goes both ways. And yet Kylo admits that he cannot see Rey. He feels her through the Force. They're able to communicate through their minds, but he can't see her. And yet Rey can see him. So the bridge that Snoke thought he created was incomplete. And when Luke walks in and he sees them making that connection through the Force, knowing what Kylo is capable of, That's when he flips his wig. That's when he tells Rey this is not gonna go the way you think. Because now Kylo is in her mind. And Luke knows it. Now let's fast forward to the throne room. Now given all that Kylo could have talked about, right? In the elevator up to the throne room and after Snoke is dead, why does he choose her parents if they are in fact nobodies? Why would he focus in on their parents, on her parents rather? Right? He's trying to manipulate her into joining him. And if her parents are nobodies, why does it matter? On the contrary, it would matter if they were somebody, right? If her parents were in fact royalty or some sort of famous diplomats for the New Republic, and now their daughter is standing alongside the supreme leader of the First Order, how powerful is that? What kind of a statement does that make to the galaxy? And Kylo recognizes that. Otherwise, why wouldn't he just kill her? So, do I think that Kylo was being manipulative? Yes. Do I think that Rey's parents are filthy junk traders? No. Do I believe that Rey's parents are of some significance to the New Republic or even perhaps royalty? Yes, I believe that Rey is the new Disney princess. But you guys, you let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys for listening. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to hear more of my crazy theories. Shout out to Entertainment Hacker, John Matrix, Fanatics of Film, and Rhodes Rants. Check out their channels if you haven't already. They've got great content. And this has been the Rancor Report. Until next time.
This part is over.